introduce today's speaker. Good afternoon. Our guest today is Kyle Anderson, the Executive Director of the Leadership Council of Southwestern Illinois. Like everybody knows Kyle probably. Kyle's been in this position since January of this year. He is Metro East native, graduated from SIU, has a master's in public administration from U of I Springfield, and is a graduate of the Institute for Organizational Management from the University of Wisconsin. Prior to his role with the Leadership Council, a lot of you will remember that Kyle was the CEO of the Greater Gateway Association of Realtors, a position that he held for several years. And for those of you who know Kyle, you know that he is the Energizer Bunny. This guy has a ton of energy. He's so positive about this community and really about all of the communities in the Metro East. Of course, we have him in this role with the Leadership Council. Please give a warm Rotary welcome for Kyle.
Okay. So as SJ said, I do have a lot of energy, so it's gonna be hard for me to stay up there. But SJ calling me the Energizer Bunny, I mean, come on. SJ has more energy than anybody I know, 10 Kyles combined. You guys hear me all right?
Yes.
Come on, right? Okay, good. So, as SJ said, I'm Kyle Anderson, Executive Director of the Leadership Council. And the Leadership Council is a bunch of the larger businesses in a 9-county area, basically the Illinois side of the St. Louis metropolitan statistical area. We're a bunch of businesses that join together to try to unite the region and grow. Next year, we celebrate our 40th anniversary. Ralph Forty was really the brainchild of the organization. He saw the potential for our region and thought, you know what, we need a group that comes together for the entire region and focuses on what we need to do for the betterment of the Metro East area. And he was totally right. And we are 40 years strong next year. Jim Cordy is going to be our president next year. Imagine. So I really appreciate you having me here today. Thanks a lot, SJ and Brent. So as SJ said, we hear a lot of bad things about Illinois and about the Metro East area. And I'm here to tell you that we get so locked into our day-to-day lives that sometimes we forget about the big picture, all the great things that we have going on in our region. Does anybody here read the St. Louis Business Journal?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, they had a not so nice article about us titled "The Illinois Problem," and I think sometimes we are our own worst enemy, and we kind of play into that play. You know, we hear a lot of people talk about, oh, it's Illinois, I leave like good, or it's always it's just Illinois, it's just the Metro East. But we have so much going on that if you take a step back and take a look at the big picture, it's amazing everything we have as far as infrastructure, the companies we already have here, our amazing workforce. So we were doing a pitch to a company the other day, and our workforce is second to none. It truly is. And in the pitch, I told them, my wife went to East Alton Middle School, right? Home of Bull. They make ammunition. And their mascot is the East Alton Bull. I graduated as an Oiler, East Alton Oiler, because of Hamilton. And then Roxana, we're the Roxana Shells, the Shell Oil. We become, the workforce is so honored and so loves their jobs that we take the identity of companies. And we are a great place to do business, primarily because of our workforce and our connectivity. So I want to talk a little bit about that and all the great things we have going on. So first off, we generate $28.8 billion annually in that you see on the map. Southwestern export is $42.7 billion. It goes out just to highlight and kind of cap the connectivity that we have in our region. The workforce comment I made earlier, we have 57,000 of the best United States militarily trained workforce best employees you can get. So we have 57,000 veterans part of our workforce right now. Oh, it was a little late, sorry. So, oh, sorry. So these are some of the companies we have. So these are not small players in the grand scheme of things. I know, like, as you go off and go to the YMCA or the city soccer league, and you live in the world, you kind of forget about everything that we have going on. So Poland, Phillips 66, Siemens, we have so much going on here. We have agriculture, we have manufacturing, we have great legal, robust community. We got so much going on here. But I think we lose that. And if we, Illinois is such a bad place to do business. Why? I mean, they're here. They've been here. They've been operating for a long time. So I find it hard to believe that those companies are asking, but they're going to stay someplace that's bad. So some of the new developments we have is Hershey Warehouse Distribution Center. Not so new, but it's a $4.5 million investment. The Fulfillment Center. We have both of those. The Boeing aircraft assembly plant, which is going under construction right now, is a $200 million investment over in Oakland. And then we have the Life Technology Distribution Center in Edwardsville. So those companies, we were talking about Illinois and how Metro East was bad, losing population back then. Why did they? Because we're here. We have an amazing workforce and we're connected. So why do those companies come here? All kinds of reasons. So there's international investment. A whole bunch of international companies who do business here. The vision that Congressman Costello had with Mid-American Airport, we have Airport Alto, but there's amazing international business. Japan, France, United Kingdom, all have a strong presence in our community. And this is why. We are connected. So the very first circle that you have is a one-day drive, 8 hours. I can go a little farther than that. I guess I speed a little bit. But an 8-hour drive, typically, and a 2-day drive. We are so connected to the consumering base of the United States that if you're a manufacturing, you want to be. We have 4 interstates, 55, 34, 70, 64. I know we take advantage of that every time we go to the Cardinal game. And we take it for granted. But when we have companies come in from out of the area and they see that connectivity, they're like, wow, it's more important than you think. So 50% of the consumers in the United States live within a one-day drive. So this is rail. So we, a lot of people don't realize the rail power that we have. St. Louis has, Illinois has 2 areas where there are at least 6 Class 1 railroads that locate in one area, one geographical area. Chicago is obviously huge. And then we have us, which we are a major rail player. We have a project going on right now. I'm not sure how public it is, so I'm not going to mention it. But there's a project going on right now that might propel us over Kansas City, our little region, over Kansas City. So that rail finds value in the Metro East and the connectivity both ways. They can go both ways from us. So some of the data about that. We are the 3rd largest hub, 2nd largest hub by interchange. We have 6 Class 1 rail lines. One of the top 10 hottest supply chain logistics and distribution developments. Terminal Railroad operates with only bridges. That's kind of how they got the start. They own a little piece of track, and the rest is history. They just made it so big. So they control most of the rail operators in the St. Louis region. Terminal is a huge player for us, and looking forward to potentially future investments by them as well. Electric. You don't hear the horror story that you hear on the West Coast or East Coast about power outages, and we don't have the capability of providing electricity to your manufacturer. My kids' phones are always charged. So we don't have those issues. You don't have those issues where we have that faulty, electrical grid. Ameren is an amazing provider of that, and all the co-ops we have, they do an amazing job of making sure we have stable, long-term electrical options. We have an amazing education system. I think all of us feel very confident. Go Blue Jays, by the way, but there you go. Get it with ice cream. But go Blue Jays. We have an awesome education system here. Edwardsville, does an amazing job at the high school. We have so many great institutions. SIU in our backyard. What a great hidden gem we have. Dr. Miner's going to do an amazing job there. He has a vision and the tenacity to do it. And so my daughter has she embodied that whole just Metro East, just Illinois. Because I just ended up going just to SIU. And so I kind of tell her, like, well, look at the basketball team. You have Dewan Pruitt, he came from California. You have Brock Eslick a long time ago, came from Turkey to come here. You have so many, Rayshon Taylor stayed from college. Is it just SIU? We got to change how we view those things. And she kind of got it, hopefully. We have a hidden gem. Just because it's in your backyard doesn't mean it's not a gem. And then we have Sky Air Force Base, speaking of gems. Sky Air Force Base is nearly a $4 billion economic impact. And we're always concerned about that being on a rack or a base closure. But I don't think we have to be. They keep on investing. DISA, the security arm of the Air Force, located there, a huge, beautiful building. They are revamping the Transcom building right now, a huge investment on behalf of the Air Force. And there are a couple other, very large scale projects that they're doing that I think signifies to everybody that Sky Air Force is here for a long time. They're going to continue to stay here. And that should send a strong message to everybody, including businesses and people who are looking to locate their business someplace, that we are going to have a strong, vibrant workforce, a huge economic engine in Sky Air Force Base that can draw a lot of industry and a lot of businesses to our region. And obviously, we have a quality of life. Who's going to the race, the NASCAR race? Anybody go to the NASCAR race? Anybody heard about it?
Yes.
Okay, so that's going to be like having a Super Bowl in our backyard every year. Literally a Super Bowl in our backyard every single year, and that's in Little Madison, Illinois. And Curtis Francois is an amazing story of buying the racetrack when it's about to be scrapped. He buys that, and now we have a NASCAR race, a $60 million economic impact. It's going to be an amazing event. We're going to Madison, Illinois, and the St. Louis region are going to be on the national scene, at least for a weekend. So pretty amazing. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not even a huge NASCAR fan, but I'm ready. That's all I have. I'm quite short on it. Okay. So any questions? Thoughts? Do we suck as bad as you thought? No. Okay.
You said it was like 50% connected. What, like in the middle?
Okay, so drive time wise. So if you take St. Louis, our region here, and drive within 8 hours, that's 50% of the consumers are in that 1 hour drive. So something comes up in the Mississippi River, they barge American Central Port, which is the third biggest inland port in the whole country. They work there, they pull off all their goods right there, put it on a truck. In 8 hours, they can hit 50% of the U.S. Consumer income base. It's pretty impressive. Any other questions? Yeah.
Have you updated the shared infrastructure needs lately? That's one of the things I always like about the leadership council, is everybody coming together and picking priorities.
Yeah, so we have a site committee that is tasked with that, and that's Steve Donahue from Horner Different and Rob DeContini from Thumbnail Rate Merchant, and they are updating that. So we typically do that after the General Assembly. I believe we have a meeting next month that we are going to revamp that site. You have some ideas? Okay. Any other questions?
What are some of the specifics about that bowling assembly plant in Profound? And why wouldn't they have just added on to the infrastructure they already have over at the airport?
I think it's a strong signal for Scott Air Force Base in Mid-America. I think it's going to get a specialty to where that building is going to be connected to Mid-America Airport, so they'll be able to take it out and go right onto a runway. So I think it's a hat tip to Scott Air Force Base, which emphasizes the importance that they have. They want a long-term, additional long-term partnership with the Air Force. So that's a bread and butter. So I think it's a hat tip to them.
So what type of aircraft?
I don't know
that
that.
building?
I don't know that. Anybody know that answer? I don't know that. Sorry.
And if it dovetails with Scott, that's, you know, the airport, airlift mobility or whatever.
Yeah, that's primarily the biggest mission is airlift. I was there at the event last night for the Airlift and Tanker Association, so the Carries House. I'm not sure that one plane is tied to, but yeah, that's why it makes logistic sense for them, but it's not at capacity. They're really in within America, so they're very easy access rather than other places. That's why. And a nice tax package and yeah, room for potential additional growth as well.
Can you put up your slide again that has all the companies in the area?
Yeah.
The major companies. Is Casson's Transport on there anywhere?
It's not. Yeah, we'll add that. Thank you. Yeah, I'll add that.
They're pretty good size.
Oh, yeah. What was that one? Yeah. Anybody else? Any other additions?
I once had it kind of described to me, I guess I get it, Missouri mentality for this area is pass through. And we kind of understand that a little better, and it's maybe quite as expensive. People that go through this area are heading to Chicago. And that drive from Missouri, either over 270 or, coming over downtown.
Yeah.
That's not a pretty view. And it's that and it's farm fields. And, I always say, well, that's fine. There's a lot more going on over here than that, but you can kind of see how it gets tainted. People are like, oh yeah, Illinois. You got a steel mill, you got East St. Louis, you got strip clubs.
We have two
You
stomachs.
got, and it's just like this big joke, and then after the ballpark. So, I don't agree with it, but you can see how people get, it's almost like, you get online and start reading that stuff. I mean, the internet can work your mind, go that direction. And their minds will work. So they don't get it. For a long time, I think, we're like, fine. We don't want the cities to boom, and we have veteran communities here, like property taxes lower, housing values low, all that stuff. So that's where I've always sort of understood it. I think it's helped me sort of understand, like I'll be in Missouri and I'll say something from Edwardsville, and they're like, we're Illinois, and I don't get all offensive about it because that's just what they understand. That that's what we're all about over here. Steel mills, pass through, like it's Chicago. You're not going to convince anybody.
Yeah, it's doing great things to do. Companies keep moving down there, raise families here. You guys are cool over there. It's tough.
Tough to change that, next short term.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, we want them to achieve As much as we, so there's a geographical geography. It's why Home Depot is right next to us. There is a circle for every service. So Milk has a circle. It's not real big. Fine Silk has a huge circle, right? Has a huge geographical circle where Paris spins out still, everywhere. St. Louis has a circle, right? If you look at it though, our concern, one of my concerns is, if you look at that city center, the center of that circle, it's moving west. And that's troublesome, not only for downtown St. Louis, but us as well. I don't want to go too far over. I want them to be successful, but selfishly, I want downtown St. Louis to begin thriving even more, than it is, because then that drive time is not real far. And it opens us up. If you look at the map of the Metro East area, and you look at the Illinois side, it's underdeveloped for being a part of that circle. It's harder to get parking in Clayton than it is downtown St. Louis. And that's worrisome for me, because that city center continues to shift. We fall further and farther out of the picture, and I don't want that. So I hope all the time that the city of St. Louis itself, the city proper, can right that ship. Well, we want them to do well. I think they are doing well. They're doing better, getting better things going on. But I want them to do very well. It is a concern.
Brian, about the perception from people in Missouri. It's real. I worked over there for 26 years, and a lot of people feel like they're going to fall off the bridge for the first thing they see is any industry or life. But Edwardsville has become a destination for people from Missouri. There's hopefulness. Couple that with all the flat, developed, readily available land on this side of the river with its boundaries of 255. We're sitting on a gold line. We do ourselves a service by not recognizing it and not talking about it.
Oh, you totally do. So if you're not familiar with it, Nashville has Knott's Logistics. You guys familiar with that? It's a huge operation they have going on there. Knott's, Andy Kirchner has done a great job out there. He's not part of the slide either, and he needs to be. He told me that too. So I will get Catherine on there as well. It's huge. Republic of Tea. Anybody drink tea out there? It's there. They take the raw materials and they package it together in Nashville, Illinois. So, but that's no one. We don't even know it. How does everybody else supposed to know that? I used to work for Carolyn Custer at the Realtor Association, and we did a tax study a while back, back in 2000, I forget when it was. But if you look at it, we package our taxes very, very bad, very, very poorly. I'll tell you why I know this is teachers don't work for free over there. Firefighters don't, cops don't. They have to fix their roads. They do a much better job of packaging their taxes. We're right next to New Jersey with property taxes. And that's part of our problem is it's easily digestible. Our property taxes stink. But if you look at the total impact of taxes, because we're not as bad as everyone thinks we are. And it's that perception problem. Everyone thinks, oh my gosh. If you really think about it, they're not just miraculously doing things in rural Missouri to make the property, to make their taxes go up. They're not, they package it better. They make all the pieces a little bit more chewable. And that's what it is. We don't have that packaging. So the perception is real, but we have to turn it around. We have to be the ones who say, we have this, and this, all these things going on, and please tell us what's going on out there, what good things we have going on, and we will beat that drum wholeheartedly.
I noticed for your time, the leadership council was involved at all in the NGA fiasco, in my opinion.
I'm not sure if anybody on the Illinois side, necessarily blame, on that. I think we're part of it. They were part of the push to try to get NGA. Does everyone know what NGA is for us? Right. Okay. I know they were part of it and part of that push. However, I think it may be a political decision that was too high out of pay grade, maybe to get fixed.
And I would mention he retired, he wasn't pathetic, because I know Scott when he was for that age. It's just a shame that it wasn't there.
Totally. I think, credit and sometimes not their credit, they're looking at transformational projects, economic development, more and more. I understand, but I'm just telling you what I think we're partially what their mindset was. Like if you look at, I used to work for the Department of Transportation, and their headquarters was one of the first things in Washington D.C. Where now I couldn't get a taxi out. It was hard for me to get a taxi. That's how bad it was. And now it's some truth to it. Is it potential? No. Is it the best way to do things? Maybe not. But I think their part and their thoughts were a transformational process. That's what I think. Now, GAB, hard. That's hard to say. Better to be on our side. Saying that, I still think there are, we have SMU, we have one of the best GIS or geospatial schools around. I know I took classes for him. Dr. Pearson is a thought leader. He's a visionary when it comes to geospatial issues. He's currently doing mapping in some really secret places that he's doing for NGA, and it's SIUE. So we do have the capability, and there's still a market out there. We can capitalize maybe on some of the things that the NGA has to offer within the company. So that should be our focus now, I believe, is say, okay, we didn't get that one. Now what can we do? We have a company in O'Fallon, Illinois called Uncommon. He's an SIUE grad. He's doing amazing things. And so I meet with him, and we're going to see what we can do to help foster that geospatial environment here.
You know, sometimes, we're obviously talking big impact things here, which are needed, but sometimes, you know, simple little things that help. And like that drive from Canal Bridge through Granite up into the district for the warehouses is filthy. The litter and the garbage all over here. And I always feel it, especially as I come on vacation, the airport, when I'm going home. And I'm telling you, I don't know what can be done about regular pickup crews, beautification, welcome to Illinois. Sometimes it's just those little things that start to plant seeds. It is disgusting. Look across the river, all this trash. And that is just impact. And it's not the most beautiful thing either, going from downtown through. But sometimes just those, that little deal that picked up more often, the plants put in along there. You know,
So Chairman Brinzler and I just had that conversation, and we're requesting IDOT to do more pickups. I have a couple other ideas. Maybe we can try to implement. Maybe not to implement to help that. You're not wrong, and we're working. Yeah, yeah, too.
I was gonna say, you know, this, that aircraft we're building here, is based there. They're gonna build the Navy's first carrier-based unmanned drone human aircraft. More carriers.
Dan?
This is very non-scientific observation, but my son's on a house and is visiting open houses the last couple of weekends. Missouri cars at the open houses out in Illinois.
And so that's part of the, that's the second half of that story. You're totally right, Dan. So the second half of that story that we do with the tax thing with realtors is everybody says property taxes. And because it's easy. And I really fault the fact that we don't work hard enough to really take information. I don't say you guys, I'm saying the general public. Take that information with a grain of salt and figure out what it really means. So yeah, property taxes, we're not the best on. However, you're buying a house for a lot less money on this side of the river for 30 years. You got to pay a lot of extra property taxes to make up that amount that you're going to pay more for that house over there than you will here. So the same houses I hear from all the Mark Massey being one of the biggest champions of it. He sells on both sides of the river. He has more and more people like you're talking about, Dan, who are saying, well, I didn't know that Edwardsville or this area was only a 30-minute drive or a 20-minute drive. But let's look there. And then they find a house that is probably about sometimes $300,000 cheaper. That's a lot of property taxes you gotta make up for a better house in a district where you don't have to send a private school. We have a story to tell, and the cost of living is a big part of that. The cost of the house is a big part of that. Any other questions?